Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead and start it up then.
Okie dokie.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sloth Race. This week we're going to be doing Lion King for Super Nintendo Entertainment System. We've got 4 really talented runners for you tonight. First, our backup runner stepped up. El Morvo decided to attend a Trump rally and could not make it, so she's going to be stepping up. Second week in a row to have a female runner, so glass ceilings shattering everywhere. And we appreciate you, Neuroticalli, for stepping up and letting the show go on. Second, we have last week's winner and former commentator on the Sloth Race, Prince Leaf.
Yo.
How you doing, man?
How's
You
everything
feeling pretty
going?
good?
Everything's going good with me.
You feel great? You ready to win?
I don't know. I mean, our backup runner's pretty good. I'm going to admit that.
Yes, she is. She just got a PB.
I've got a lot to work with.
Just got a PB
I'm
while
looking
she
forward
was
to this
practicing.
race, though.
It was amazing.
You've got the skips. I don't have the skip.
Third is ROTFLandmines. He's one of my best buddies and a Puro hand model. He's a very beautiful man indeed. And he's also been practicing very, very hard this week, so looking forward to a great performance out of
You have to
him.
play it hard work, though.
Last but not least, we're looking at Square One. Has, again, the most beautiful beard on all of Twitch. Like, literally, it could stop a knife blow if it really had to. Again, we appreciate all of you guys for being here. And, of course, my co-commentator and partner in crime is my sugar bear and my love, Poisoncurls.
Hey, what's up?
Now, Sugar Bear, a.k.a. Poisoncurls, is the world record holder of this game. What is it, like, 12:39?
Yeah, 12:39.
12:39.
Yep.
So he's going to be helping me out, just speaking to a little bit more of the technical aspect of this game. But if everybody's ready, I'm going to count us down. And Leaf, you're going to mute right after I get done.
Yep.
All right.
I'll do that.
Everybody on the start screen. 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck to the runners.
Good luck. Good luck.
And of course, we got one of our administrative helpers, Hockey Rules 21, in the chat. One of my favorite individual humans of all time. Dude, I'm glad you could make it, dude. Welcome. Alright. So, this jump in the first level, Prince Leaf is going for it.
Yeah, it looks like Square got it.
Yep, there he is. He made it.
There we go. Nice.
And so how tight is that jump? Now, I mean, obviously you get the little red health bug right there, if anybody doesn't know what that is. That little red bug with the yellow polka dots, that's a health bug, increases your health bar, kind of similar to a heart tank in Mega Man. But it also saves time. But how tight is that, Poison?
It's almost pixel perfect. Sometimes it seems like it works in different spots, but it's very, very precise.
Yeah, I mean, I have never been able to pull it off even one time. But so the first level, it goes by really, really fast. I mean, the end boss is just a single hyena. All you got to do is just pop on him once, and maybe we can talk about the skip next time they roll around. But we're on the second level now. Lots of ostrich riding, lots of jumping on giraffe heads. You want to talk a little bit about the level and roaring at the monkeys, Poison?
Yeah, this level always gave me trouble as a kid. These double jumps with the ostrich can be a pain. There's also a frame perfect jump. Whenever Simba jumps off of the ostrich at the end of the ride, you can hit jump on the correct frame to get a boost over the next section. But it doesn't look like anyone got that.
The section that Landmines and Square One are in right now, you can actually jump right on top of the giraffe's head and get a perfect pixel, like almost pixel perfect jump to go across the top. So that way you don't have to do the climb like Square One is doing where you risk falling in the water.
Yep. And this second half, it's pretty much just a puzzle. You just have to know which monkeys to roar at. You can only roar at the pink ones. And it changes the direction that it throws Simba.
Right.
So you gotta make your way back and forth, roaring at the right ones, and that's pretty much that's it.
Yeah, I think they only have 2 different modes or whatever, so it's like an on switch, off switch type situation. And I think the second one that Prince Leaf is on right now, see that monkey threw him all the way over. He actually gets thrown up. That second monkey on the second island that he roared at it. Now it's throwing him back over to the first island, which gives him access to roar at that monkey. And then I think he roars at the bottom one more time to change how that one goes back to originally, and it will just chuck him all the way to the end of the level. But roaring at those monkeys is something that even like some of the experience like you, Poison, like sometimes you'll be slightly out of position or something. They're a little bit finicky. They don't always respond to the roar. I think it's like is there a certain range or just like a positioning?
Right, yeah, you can actually roar at them away from them, like facing away from them, and it'll work, but you have to be a certain distance close enough to them for it to hit them.
Got it. Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the elephant graveyard, this one I hate. There's lots of climbing that has to be done, especially the one with the water jets underneath you that just scares the crap out of me.
Right. Those are instant death if it hits you.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to get hurt or whatever. Like, that kills you. And of course the birds just harass you the entire freaking time.
Yeah. It's a very technical stage. A lot of enemies everywhere, and especially the top section where Leaf is now making his way back over the top of the stage. Oh no, he fell down right there. Nice, he got back up onto
the recovery. Yeah, and that is the thing. If you fall off of that dome that Leaf, the skeleton skull. The elephant skull that he just jumped over before he got to the hyenas. Like, if you fall off of that, that is the start of the level. So that is a really high risk jump. Like, and very.
If that happens, you're better off just taking a death real quick because you've got the checkpoint right before the water jet section. So
right. Yeah. Okay. So this is an auto scroller that Prince Leaf is moving on to now. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Pretty much you can do whatever you want. It's not that difficult to move around and miss those antelope or whatever they are, but there is a certain pixel you can line Simba up on to where he gets hit a few times, but you can pretty much just put the controller down and you'll make it through the whole stage without having to push a button at all. So it's kind of like a break coming up on the hard part of the game. So,
but it's not possible to lose time or anything like that. It's either a pass-fail situation.
Right, it's just an auto-scroller. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if you can see it. Obviously, you should give Poisoncurls a follow and watch him run this game if you want any more in-depth detail. But there's like a little vertical line in the rocks. Like whenever Simba's tail goes up to its maximum height in the animation, you can actually see it line up perfectly with that little vertical line in the rocks, and that's how you do your positioning.
Yep. And a cool fun fact is like the animation of like the walls going backwards, those are only 2 pictures just cycling back and forth.
1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. It's got that Disney animation for the win. Alright, Leaf already on exile, so...
Yeah, this is a very scary stage.
Yeah, those
there's
are
2 seconds
instant death.
where a giant boulder chases you, and if it touches you, you die.
Oh, you got the skip. Alright, so...
Nice.
Tell me about the skip, man. I don't understand how those work. Oh my god, he got the second skip!
Nice.
Dude, first try. Look at him. He's so happy.
First
oh
try.
my
That is awesome.
gosh. That is so hard. Alright, Poison, tell us about it.
So, they're both similar. The first one is you're clipping into a wall, and there's a lot bigger window to get through it. You don't have to take damage to clip through a floor or anything. It's just the right trajectory that you have to be going in. And the very bottom skip that Leaf got first try, it's a very precise jump.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, not only is it almost pixel perfect, but you have to be jumping at the correct height,
Yeah.
and it's very tough. So
Yeah, now he's on the log
going
climb.
for world record. It's if you miss that, it's a reset. So it's
Making
crazy.
a log climb. That log climb is really hard to do optimally. It's the center logs that go down there. I think every other log you can actually jump straight up, and which is the most efficient way to gain height. But it involves going left and then right and then left and then right to alternate between the other two logs that you have to jump on, because whenever you're on like the higher height or whatever, you can't jump straight up like you would on the other one. So.
Right.
And of course I know all this because I've watched you do it a million times. I've actually beaten this game
there's
myself once.
There's a few different ways to make it up there. Not to say anything, but that's the slowest way you can go, is to just go up the middle. There's a few other faster ways where you don't even stop jumping, which are way more difficult too, and you risk falling and dying. But since this is a marathon race, you'll probably see them take a little more careful.
Yeah. So you see Prince Leaf taking a death there on the monkey boss. Pretty much if you get to where the monkey boss is before the monkey boss, you have the chance just to jump on his head. Otherwise, you kind of have to roll and hit him with a coconut, which Prince Leaf taking a second death there. Still in the lead. Callie catching up now. She's actually descending towards the boss, so the race is tightening up.
Yep. So the monkey, you have to wait until he's sat down and turns, and then you can hit him. But if you wait too long and you jump over him, he'll like swat at you with his hand. So you can't get any closer to him. So the technique is to roll the
that's another death. So that's the third death for Prince Leaf.
That was Neuro.
Yep, and Neuro takes the lead. But yeah, as we mentioned,
it's a really tough fight. I die there occasionally too. So
yeah, it's really hard to do optimally as well. I mean, like with optimal movement, you can actually beat the monkey to every single position that he's in and not have to roll the coconuts back at him.
Right, exactly. You get there fast enough to where he doesn't go into that animation. You can hit him beforehand.
Yeah, Leaf taking it super slow this time, and I don't blame him. Just trying to conserve health there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got him down this time.
There you
Good
go.
job, dude. But yeah, as we discussed before, I don't know if I did that while I was recording for YouTube, but we're going to be doing 3 laps of this game, which basically means first person to beat the game 3 times. I think they're going to be waiting until Simba roars after the final level, and then they're going to be restarting the game. So, player with the fastest average time is obviously going to win.
Now, this level is the first level that you are Big Simba.
Yeah.
And
you said this one is the hardest one in the game, right?
It's the most technical. There's a lot of jumps that need to be made. There's a lot of ledges that you have to avoid, because if Simba ever grabs a ledge and has to climb up to,
it's a time loss.
It's about a second that you're losing. So by using a jump and a slack, then he gains more height, and you can skip the ledge from grabbing the ledge.
Yeah.
So,
and this is also where we get introduced to the skip. Like you see Prince Leaf pulling off the, I guess the Jaguar skip, where you throw the Jaguar and get through the barrier. That's going to be important later.
Yep, that'll be seen at the very next level. So there's a barrier, and you would normally have to kill 5 of those cheetahs, and whenever they're tired, you can throw them, and basically Simba trades places with the enemy. If you watch Neuro, she's about to go for it. You just push him back to that wall, and then hit him to kill him, and then grab him.
Nicely executed.
Clicked right through the wall, and that's the very end of the stage.
She went back and grabbed some safety health there, I think. The little brown beetle.
Yeah, that's a health beetle, and there's a checkpoint
just in case. Yeah. Marathon strats. Nice.
Let's see.
Yeah. Leaf is taking it easy.
Stepping it up. Nice.
Leaf
dude. Got it.
Well done. First try for both runners.
Landmines missed it, and there's another cheetah you can get to that's further down, and so it takes a little while to lure him all the way back. So he just took a death.
So he's going to start over
try
the first one. Manawatts, what's up, dude? We got a good one going on, man. We're on the first lap, so you're not too late. We're going to be doing 3 laps of the race. Right now, Calli's in the lead by a hair. And of course, this boss it's pretty simple. Like, you notice after the lava goes down for one thing, they just go back and forth, and if you can manage to avoid the falling rocks, there's really nothing that can hit you. Any word on how many pixels there is of like give before those rocks can hit you?
Not really. Simba's hitbox is a lot smaller than his actual character, like his outline. So you saw landmines right there, just got a little bit too close, but the rocks can pass through his tail and like the tip of his face, so you can kind of just after a few times of playing it, you kind of get a feel for where you stand.
Yeah, but I mean, essentially that boss is just going back and forth between one lava geyser to the other, and then eventually rocks fall down from the ceiling and plug them up, which causes, I guess, like a backup of pressure, which just blasts you straight up to the top. And you'll see landmines getting it right there, just boom, blast you out of the level, send you back to Simba's Return, which is the next to the last level. This one's like an absolute maze, so if you want to try to deconstruct it and tell people where they're going for.
Yeah, in each room, there are some hyenas, and you have to kill every one of them on the screen before you can re-enter a door or enter a new one. And as long as you know the right route to take, then it's pretty simple. You just have to work on your kills to make it as fast as possible. So Leaf here is on the very last screen, and there he goes. He's onto the last level.
Yep. Still neck and neck with Calli. Like, I have a feeling this is going to be a really tight race.
Yep.
And Landmines is not too far behind. He's a couple of screens from being onto the last level as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Neuro is already at the second fight, making her way up to the top.
Yeah.
For final fight.
Pretty important swipe jump coming up here to be able to skip a lot of the having to go the long way around. You're going to see her try it right there from the fire platform. Nice first try. Now, without that swipe, you wouldn't be able to skip your way up there, and you have to go all the way around negotiating like fiery platforms and losing a ton of health. Super annoying. If you ever watch me do it, I curse a lot, and I apologize.
And nice. Neuro finishes the game first.
Yep, so I think she's going to reset at the first roar right when it starts to rain, I believe.
Yep.
Boom, and she's back in. But yeah, I think it's as far as the pouncing goes, like you were talking before about like killing all the hyenas. The pounce is the quickest way, right, to do damage.
Yeah. Not necessarily. There's a few spots with the hyenas in that level that it's faster it's kind of faster to just swipe them if they're up against the wall. Because whenever you do the pounce and mauling attack, then at the end of that attack, Simba is immobile. Like, you can't move. He's being knocked back off of the enemy. So, basically it's the way to do the most damage. So on the very last Scar fight, you would do 4 pounce attacks, and then it'll make Scar tired, and then you just hit X up against him, and it throws him off the cliff. So Landmines is 3rd finishing the game.
Nice. Everybody's looking really strong, really super consistent too. Leaf is going for that jump. He's dedicated to it, and he makes it. Oh, and he jumped back down. Ouch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's dedicated to the strat, though. He makes it again. Nice. Just a little
Yeah, that
practice.
just shows you how hard that is.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't think I see you. Like, maybe like 10 to 20% of the time you'll fail the first level just off of that jump right there. I mean, and you're the world record holder.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that.
I've spent 5 or 10 minutes missing it over and over and just resetting the first stage. Going for world record, you have to get it first try.
Leaf actually got the cutscene skip at the end of the first level there too.
Yeah, that's pretty simple, and we still don't know why it works. But after you kill the hyena boss on the first level, you just walk up to the right wall, and there's a ledge there. And if you do a small jump and grab the ledge, then it skips the cutscene. And it's so weird because if you do a big jump and grab it, then it doesn't work. So it's kind of crazy, but it saves up to 10 seconds. I don't know exactly how long that cutscene is, but it's pretty long.
And for those of you that haven't seen the cutscene, it's the one where Mufasa's talking to Simba, and he's like, "Everything the light touches is our kingdom."
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it is something like 8 to 10 seconds or whatever.
Yep. Square One is making his way to the final boss here. Well, he's on the final stage.
Yep, he's
kind of lagging behind, but it's not over. Anything can
No,
happen.
definitely not. I mean, if you have a few bad deaths, you can end up losing a lot of time. I mean, even though it is on easy. I personally can testify how hard this game is, even on easy mode.
Yeah, that's another thing to note. The difference between the difficulties. Everything in the game is exactly the same for every difficulty, except the hyena fights on stage 1 and stage 3. And instead of taking 1 hit on easy, on difficult, it takes 3 hits to kill them.
Right.
And that's the only difference, besides the amount of lives that you start with.
Yeah, and I think
but on a speed, you shouldn't lose a life anyway.
One would assume. Yeah, Callie just coming up the geyser section there. Again, that green water, if it touches you, that's instant death. So,
yep.
She's negotiating the top half of the boneyard. And, those the sections where you go down the little spine of the elephant and you roll? You guys always, I always see you trying to jump over that. Is that a slight time save if you manage to avoid rolling?
Right. Rolling down that is much slower than actually just moving or jumping. You see Neuro doing it right there.
Yeah, she had managed to jump and she just landed on the ground. That's a good thing to point out. So it's all the hang time you can possibly get.
Right.
Now, again, I do want to point out that Nero's had a little bit more than a week of practice. I'm not sure when she began running the game. Everybody else that you see running the game has had a week's worth of practice, or 10 days. I think last Thursday is when I announced. So they've had since last Thursday to start running the game. Nero's been doing a little bit longer. She graciously decided to step up and fill our place for Morva, who did not show up tonight. But she's running really, really consistently, and that's what we expect from her.
Yeah, I think she's been running it a little over a month. I remember her watching me run it, and she was like, "Wow, this game looks cool. I'd like to try it." So she did a Let's Play kind of playthrough of it, and then I guess she just fell in love with the game and kept going with it, and she's made a lot of progress very quick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Very talented. I mean, I'm pretty excited to get more ladies into the Sloth race because there are some really, really talented female speedrunners on Twitch, and I'd really like to showcase them more.
Absolutely.
What happened to Clipper's race with Louise? I'm assuming that Louise probably won.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want to say that Louise was up 1-0 whenever I was watching, but I'm referring, of course, to Clipper 1. She's a female Mega Man X speedrunner. She was running one of the I think former world record holders for Mega Man X. Did he get the record before Hetfield or what? I can't remember. But she's really...
It was Hetfield, and then Louise got a 3505, and then so.
But she's been running the game for a few months, also really talented. I'm really trying to rope her in to do a Sloth race, so peer pressure. We actually had it was Landmines that had an idea about possibly picking like a noobs for a noob race. Essentially, the experienced speedrunners that we have in our group would act as coaches, and they would each pick a noob to be able to teach a game to over the course of a week or two, and then have the noobs run to see who is the best teacher. Kind of like Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I'd like to see that happen.
It would be really, really fun, because, I mean, like, for this game, I knew that, like, you were pretty good at coaching me through beating it, even though I had never played it, like, since I was a kid. Like, I had no knowledge of it, and you were able to talk me through it, and I'm probably the worst player of video games in this channel. So it'd be really, really interesting, I mean, to see, like, especially, we have a lot of X-runners, so if we were to pick that, then just pick a noob, and then you have, like, maybe 2 weeks to teach them the speed run. 2 or 3. Seems about fair.
Yeah.
Callie already back on Hakuna Matata. Holy crap. Leaf is going for the clip, gets the clip. I think that was the second or third. So he's going to try to go for the second one, make up some time. Didn't make it.
Ooh.
And now he's going to try and...
There we go, nice.
Oh, that was so clutch, dude.
Nice. I thought he was just going to go to the left and go around, but wow, he got it. Nice.
DMP 59, thanks for the host, honey. Appreciate you. She raced last week. She did a very good job. I don't know if she's still at work, but I think she's performing the work and lurk.
The work and lurk.
I'm a big fan of the work and lurk. So as far as the climbing goes, is there a pattern or something? Because I seem to fall a lot. So what advice would you give on the where Simba like reaches up and grabs onto a ledge and whatnot? Like, I'm not sure if there's any advice that you can give. Just don't suck.
What, like grabbing in ledge?
Yeah, the little swinging grabs that Simba does or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of, like, I struggled with it for a while until I figured out that you gotta focus on his hands, like his front paws, and that's what actually connects with the corner of the ledge. So if you try to grab it like with his head or his arms or something like that, it's not going to work.
Okay. So it's all about lining up the hitbox. Okay.
Yeah, just his front paws. So same thing with Big Simba's.
Leaf taking another tough death. That's exactly the last way he died in his first run. He's losing a lot of time on that damn monkey.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, whenever I beat this monkey, whenever he gets to the top, the last 2 hits where you bonk the monkey on the head, I always try to stay where the monkey is sitting and land on the far side of him whenever I do that. That way I'm out of his way whenever he goes over to his last seated position before I hit him the last time.
Right.
But he keeps on landing to the left of him and then just trying to go over to the far corner. There
Wow,
goes
you
right
got some lucky right there.
Ooh, close one. So he's moving on to Simba's Destiny there. Callie's opened up a bit of a lead.
The
She's
thing
about
at the
halfway.
very top level with the monkey is that there's not enough space for you to roll the thing back to without him hitting you. So almost the safest way to do that is to just jump over each of the coconuts until he runs out or he stops, and then wait till he's vulnerable and then jump on him then. So
Landmines getting the monkey down for the second time. So again, we are going into the second lap of this race, and we have 3 runners that are still on the exact same level. And even Square One is only a couple behind, even though he just died. So this could turn out to be like a final lap sprint to see who can take it home.
yeah,
So how long?
Neuro having the lead.
Yeah, she's there. Let's see if she gets the skip first try. So how long have you been... Okay, so 2 questions. One, how long have you been doing this race or this speed run? And secondly, Callie missing the first skip. See if she takes the death. Looks like she's going to go for the death. But yeah, how long have you been running this game, and how many runs of the game have you done to get to where you are?
I've been running the game almost 4 years. So I would say attempts, I've probably attempted speed runs about 40,000, and I've completed the game probably, I don't know, a few thousand times.
That's insane.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of time and effort on this speed run.
I mean, it really shows. Like, if you are watching right now and you've never seen Poisoncurls play this game, I definitely recommend it. Like, it's peak performance. He's what peak performance look like. And this is actually, I'm going to tell you, this is my favorite game to watch you run. Like, even X included. Like, this is my favorite game.
Yeah.
Callie, I think this is the 3rd time she took a second death, and she finally got the skip. She got the... taking the safety checkpoint and the health beetle. But that did allow, as you can see, Landmines and Leaf are neck and neck. So they are right there.
Yeah.
If they pull off the skip first try, whew, we got a race. But I think we should probably talk about the lava level and how much it does suck, because this skip that they're doing, it was only recently found, like maybe 6 months ago, something like that. Leaf gets the skip, nice, and Landmine's going for the death.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't. Is there a story behind how it was found, or just was somebody dicking around and decided, hey, I'm going to try to clip through the wall?
No, kind of. What happened was, this was always a strat used by the Sega Genesis runners of this game. And the games are very similar, but also very different. But since pretty much all of the SNES runners never really watch any of the Sega runs, then somehow one of the Sega runners came to I guess Akiteru, which he still is the world record holder for the difficult category.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, why don't you guys do this skip in the game? And we tried it out, and it works. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and it allows you to skip literally the whole level. And I mean, I recall you saying that Simba's Destiny was the hardest level. Is that because you no longer have to run the lava level?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. This was the most difficult level, like the biggest run killer ever, because it's so dangerous. You have to damage boost through a lot of the section, and it's just
fucking bats too.
There's like a lava ride at the bottom with these bats hanging overhead, and if they hit you, then you fall off the raft and you die. Yeah. There's big boulders, and it's just just crazy.
Yeah, it made it a
Terrible.
lot more consistent. So, I mean, like, the hard world record is actually, if anybody wants to try and take it, it does not include the be prepared skip, where you can skip to the end of the level. So, like, there's, like, what is it, about 2.5 minutes of save time potential there, if you can get the skip.
Where? Or what?
You said the hard world record did not include the be prepared skip, right? The
Oh,
lava
yeah.
skip.
It does, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it was still Akitero's old record.
No. It's the new one. He actually, it's crazy. He would have the easy world record. But he just doesn't play it because his difficult record is 3 seconds slower than my easy PB.
Yeah, we're looking at another case of an
And-
android.
Yeah, like the difference between easy and difficult is like 15 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, just
So
on
that-
those 2 hyena fights.
Right. So that's huge. Like, he could easily come back and take it, but he said he's done with the game. So,
Yep. Landmines is actually finishing up the boss on Be Prepared. I really have a hard time calling the lava geysers a boss, but that's what it is. Even though there's no physical boss, you just avoid damage to the end.
yeah, and those things that fall and plug up the volcano things, you have to wait until they land completely before you jump off.
Otherwise it's like instant death, right?
Right.
I
Yeah,
died
you
once
can't-
that way whenever I was trying to beat this game.
Yeah. So that kind of, you gotta really like,
You gotta let them settle.
yeah, you gotta know when it's gonna be falling too, like, because if you're just jumping between the left one and the one next to it, then you might not be paying attention and just jump over to the left one, and it falls. So
Yeah, I noticed a difference in the strategy. Callie actually doesn't even try the beetle jump or the first level jump. She just goes all the way around and then tries to grab the beetle by jumping over the porcupine, which is hard in its own sense, but seems to be a little bit more consistent for her. And I think I wonder how many I can go back and watch the replay of this race and like see how long it takes her optimally to get over to the beetle and then jump up. So, as opposed to Prince Leaf doing the repeated attempts to jump up, to see like what the trade-off is, like how many attempts or better could you have to get to save time as far as a marathon goes. But it's interesting because you see Leaf and Callie are going for 2 different strats on that level. She just decides to take the time loss of going around, and he takes the higher risk strat of actually trying to skip up to the next level.
yeah, it's obviously faster to get the jump for the health beetle, but if you miss 5 or 6 or 7 times, then you're actually losing time than if you just went up and went around.
Fourth time for Leaf. 4th time. So he made up some time there. And again, I mean, the way this game is, any missing of the skip on Be Prepared or any unfortunate attack that ends up, geysers on the boneyard. Prince Leaf getting the skip. Yep. I think that's the 3rd time in a row he got that skip. So he's making really good time. So this is going to be a close finish. Landmines is finishing up the last scar fight, or the last level, 2nd scar fight. Where I've noticed Leaf is losing time is on the monkey fight. I feel like he's I feel like he was wanting to go really, really, really fast. It'll be interesting to see how he given what happened to him with the deaths in the previous runs, if he'll just try to play it safe. But that monkey fight is hard to play all together.
Right.
I mean, the thing is that platform that you're on is so small, all of them. So if you let him get settled, where he's throwing coconuts at you, you kind of have to roll within his slap distance just to have a chance at getting the coconut to roll back and hit him. So it's like you're trading if you don't get there quick enough. That's what I've noticed. I mean, is there a way to roll that thing back to him or be quick enough to stop the roll to where you don't actually get within slap distance of him? Or pretty much once he sits
Not
down...
on the very top.
Yeah,
No, yeah, I was saying that earlier, like on the very top level of the monkey fight, like there's not enough room for you to roll the thing
yes,
and not get hit. So you want to save enough health if that's what you're going for. There is a way to get up there and hit before he even throws coke. So it's a little more difficult.
I think Landmine's got the skip. Yep, he got the cutscene skip. Now he's on the second level. So still fairly quick. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
What's up with these buzzards? How many? Does it take one hit or two hits to kill them? Because I've seen both.
It takes one hit when they're. It takes one hit to kill it. I think on difficult it takes two hits.
Okay.
If I'm correct. I don't know. Rishari was talking to me about it.
Like, it seems like I've tried to kill them before. Like, if they're on the ground... Callie, she just hit it twice.
Yeah,
so
if
they're in the air, it, like, stuns them and puts them on the ground, and then you hit them again to kill them. So...
I think maybe if they're in the air, I guess it takes two hits.
Yeah. They're like, they harass you constantly. But yeah, at the end of the boneyard, you have to kill 3 hyenas. I think it's 3 hyenas, right?
Sometimes it looks like 2 because there's 2 to begin with. When you get there, they drop down together, and sometimes they stay together, so you can
overlap them and double kill. Yeah,
double kill with one jump.
And that's actually a strategy common throughout the game. Like, even when you're on Simba's Return, the hyenas, you can actually position yourself to make the hyenas jump together so you can maul 3 or 4 of them at a time.
Right,
it's
exactly.
pretty advanced level strats. It's hard to pull off, but it does save a lot of time as opposed to just having to maul each one.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Leaf there showing that it is indeed 3 hyenas that do fall down. His didn't stay together. He's trying to get the jump. Pulls it off nicely. Good job, dude.
Yeah, this game is very difficult. The movement is the hardest part of it.
Yeah, the jumps are what got me. Like, the jumps are so weird, man. Like, you have... It's like where if you press jump and then a direction, you get like a high jump that sort of moves in that direction. But if you're already running, you get, a lot more distance or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Those jumps are hard to control because, during some sections of the game, you're talking about a few frames difference on inputs. So if you push one button before the other one, you can totally screw up a jump, and they're not even close to where they would land. And there's some pretty big prices to pay. Like, so I would imagine learning to control that is probably priority number 1 for anybody that wants to run this game.
Yeah. Plus, there's so many different heights of jumps too. Like, you can barely the jump button.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's like maybe 5 or 6 different heights of jumps that you could do just by
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. Callie didn't get the first skip on Exile, so she went all the way around. That's an opportunity for Leaf to save a little time and catch up to her. Let's see if she tries for the second one. Not even going for it, just going to go ahead and traverse the bottom level. And of course, if you don't get it, there's a lot of potential to fall here. That is instant death right there below her. And some of the jumps there, as Poison was saying, there's different jump heights.
Right, if you see she had 1 health left. So there's not even really a way to try the bottom skip.
Yeah.
Because there's enemies there, and you pretty much have to take a damage in order to get, the right setup for it.
Yep, Leaf tried the first skip 4 times and wasn't able to make it, so he's going around now.
Yeah. You can see how much that skip saves.
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
Moving around is just so slow.
Yeah. One thing I do appreciate about Leaf is he always dedicates himself to, like, going balls deep on all the strategies. Even though he's in a marathon, even though he's got the race on the line, like, he always goes for gold, and I really appreciate that because, like, he's showcasing some of this stuff that maybe the others aren't brave enough to try. So good job on him.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this stuff is hard, and to go for it, even though you've only had 10 days of practice in a marathon race, that takes some balls. So.
Right. I mean, this is a very hard game. Like, when I started learning the game, when it was like, I guess 4 years ago when I started, it took me a few weeks to be able to beat the game. So, props to them for getting, I think all of them has had a sub 20 time in practice, and that's just very good.
I think Landmines and Calli, their PBs are like right next to each other, like within 15 seconds. I think she got another PB like right before as she was like goofing around before the race, like she was just doing warm ups and got a PB. So she's on it tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, this 10 days is a ridiculous amount of time to pick up this game. But again, like, all of these players are really good speedrunners in other disciplines. Like Prince Leaf, for instance, we first met him when we did Porky Pig. You were in that race, but was the former world record holder on Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday, and he was a commentator for our Halloween special race, and that's how we met him, and he decided to become a racer. But I don't know. See how Leaf and that monkey does. So he's on that really short platform. He just avoided damage. Maybe he's not on it. He just avoided damage.
Yeah, that's the middle one. Yeah, you have a lot of room there to not get hit. But this very top set,
see, he stays to the left of the monkey, though. You know what I mean? Like, so he had extra health right there. Like, I mean, that was probably the best monkey fight that he had. But I mean, he always likes to stay to the left. Whenever I was fighting that monkey, I would bounce. I'd hit him there to the second to the last try, and then I would just stay over to the right until he got done, and then I would hit him. That way he doesn't jump towards me. But yeah, Calli's on Simba's Destiny now. So how many like, you see her jumping up and you see her have to like waste a second for Simba to do the climbing up animation. How many jumps like that in the level is it possible to skip? So if you say about a second saved for each skip, like if you actually get the swipe jump and you're able to skip that climb up animation, how many seconds can be saved throughout the entire level if you just nailed them all?
I haven't counted them, but I would probably say 20. Probably 20, yeah, something like that.
And on average, how many would you say that you nail for every run? Like, average, if you're going through and you're on a good pace, like, let's just say, how many of those jumps would you hit?
I would probably end up failing 2 or 3 of them. It's usually average. I don't think I've ever done a absolutely perfect death stage. I don't know if anyone has ever done it perfectly because there is an RNG element in that stage. Like right where Leaf is now, you can't roar at that cheetah to make him tired. You have to just let him hit you enough for him to get tired, and he can hit you up between 1 and 4 times. Actually, more than that. I think Rishery was telling me he got hit 6 times and it killed him without it ever getting tired. So,
but it's just for the first barrier there. The other ones you can roar?
It's the second one, yeah. So there's 3. So the first and third one, you can just run up to it, roar, and it'll make them tired, and you can throw them and get through that barrier.
Yeah. Important to note, Calli, she got the skip first try. So she's finishing up the end of Be Prepared, and she'll be on to Pride Rock for the 3rd time, closing in on the W.
Yep.
I think Square One is on his third lap through now. So all
Yeah.
three. I mean, they've all three stayed on. I mean, nobody has had any like catastrophic failures or just cannot beat the game. So like that's a testament to their practice. So all of them are going to end up being able to beat the game within just a few minutes of each other. So this is actually one of the more consistent races we've had. And I think a lot of that's probably because you've been around in Discord quite frequently this week. You even put together a good tutorial for all the new runners that were trying to learn it. So appreciate all your work, dude.
Oh yeah, man. I just know how difficult this is, and sometimes all you need is just like just a little help, and things click. It's like, oh, okay, I just need to hit this button instead of this button, and
getting used to
yeah,
the
all these
mechanics
guys
is always
great
tough.
job.
Is there a way to keep on Callie? She had to. That hyena seems to be a bit of a dick. How do you kill him optimally? Is there a way to guarantee it, or does sometimes he just jump down and there's nothing you can do and you have to climb all the way back up? Seems like a significant time loss.
Nah, you just you can avoid that from happening. You just have to kill that first one on the ground fast enough and climb the wall fast enough before he becomes active, and you can kill him up at the top every time.
Got it.
Yeah.
I noticed, on some runs that I've watched of this game, he just sort of camps the edge of the ledge, and he always, will damage you as you're trying to climb up, and then you fall back down. That hyena is such a troll. Yep, Callie's on Pride Rock now. Making pretty good time as well. Now that second Scar fight, you said you can skip that, right? I don't think we've talked about that yet. The Scar fight that Callie's on right now. So she obviously just fought him, but if I wanted to skip that fight, how would I do it?
It's kind of complicated. We don't know exactly how it works, but what you do is you run up to Scar and you jump and swipe, slash over his head. Don't hit him, slash over his head, and Scar will duck. Then you run back to the left to where Scar is off the screen, and you run back, jump, swipe over his head, and then run to the left to Scar's off the screen, and then run back and do it again. And that on the third time after you swipe over his head, you turn to the left and then turn back really quick and just run, and it'll unlock the script to where you can just leave. Because when you actually kind of defeat the Scar, you saw on Leaf's screen that Simba is locked in place until Scar, he does his little animation of jumping off the screen. And so you can save a lot of time with these Scar skips. There is one for the first Scar, which is a little more complicated, but it's still the same premise. You don't actually hit him. You just kind of hit over his head and inside his body, and somehow it kills him. It does enough damage to him to when you run off the screen, then the game thinks that he's so really weird.
Yeah, Leaf is actually taking the long way around, getting up to Scar. Well executed. See, yeah. So Leaf is only is that about a minute? He's going to end up being about a minute or so, a little over behind Callie as far as the 3 race time goes.
Yeah.
And Landmines is actually coming towards the end of Simba's return right now, so he's not going to be that far behind either. As I said before, Callie's had a little bit more time to practice. She's been running for about a month. Can we get a message to her for her to unmute and unmute and undeafen herself so we can get an interview going? Yeah, let's get her in here and have her talk about her process which skip she went for and which one she decided to do without.
Waiting.
Yeah, I would. I couldn't. I can't open up another window to like go to her chat or whatever without like it appearing over top of my Khadgar window that I have set up. So if you are in chat right now and you're paying attention, if you can get a message to Neuroticalli to have her unmute and undeafen so we can interview her about the win, would be most appreciated. Then let me go ahead and mute. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and mute Leaf's stream since he was game audio. Tell him that he can unmute and undeafen and come back in and talk a little bit too, because I'm really interested because they had two very opposing strategies. So let's get them both in here. Landmines is actually. Hey Leaf, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
You were dedicated to those high
those monkey fights on Hakuna Matata were just the worst.
I know, we were actually talking about that. We were talking about, like, whenever I played the game, that top monkey platform, I would actually jump on him the first time and stay over to the right and then come back at him from the right whenever he settles again. And you were trying to stay right there on that edge where you were in risk of being hit, you know? It's just, it's a difference of strategy. But, dude, like, I really appreciated the hell out of the fact that you went big. Like, you went for the skips. I think you were the only one that was consistently trying to go for him. And you actually hit the second skip twice. The first run, I think you hit it the first time, and then the second time you got it like you clutched the hell out of it. Like you killed two of the porcupines and just nailed it, dude. That was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
Those bad fights, and then I also had really trouble doing Simba's Destiny for some reason. Like, it's such an easy level, and I just kept messing it up. I'm kind of happy though that all three times I did the Be Prepared, I got the skip almost immediately. Did have to go back to the back of the strat.
Yeah. There was, I think, the second run, Callie. The third run, I think she got it the first time. The second time through, I think she had to take a couple of deaths to get it. So you actually were really, really close. I don't know if you were watching the stream or whatever, but you were
I
really
wasn't.
Close. Dude.
How far behind was I?
About a minute and a half.
Damn it. So yeah, those fights are what changed it.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, again, you know. And the thing is her strats were just a little bit different because, like, in the first one, she never went for the big jump, you know, the jump skip. She just went around. But she had really clean movement doing it or whatever. So I think by the time you get 6 or 7 attempts on that, failed attempts on that first level jump, the other strat ends up paying off. But yeah, she was playing.
Yeah, I also thought I couldn't get up on that first level too.
And then there was
I fell down on one of them and
and
had to do it again.
That was
having such a hell of a time doing it the first time, and the second time I still couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was a hell of a pop off after you made the first exile skip. Though I was watching your cam on that.
Dude, I was on TV face when I did that.
Yeah, I know. Like you were.
That's never going to happen. And then the second time I did the second clip immediately also. So I was like, that is never going to happen. And then I died in Hakuna Matata on the boss fight. So
pretty much.
Yeah, I think if the monkey didn't give you hell, and you would have been up there. You probably would have beat Neuro if the monkey, you know, let you through. So, still,
there's Neuro.
I knew to be afraid, though. She put up some really good times.
Yeah, well, you guys were
scared.
pretty.
Like, I don't know what it is. The pressure got me so bad, though.
You guys were really close. I mean, like Leaf finished about a minute and a half after you. Like, I mean, for 3 runs, I mean, that was like, you know, 30 seconds per run average difference. I think you had a couple of problems with the skip on Be Prepared. Like, I think the second time through, you had a couple of deaths.
Yeah, the second one was so bad. I was just, like, freaking out again for some reason. I don't know what. I don't know.
And I think the hardest part for Leaf was probably the monkey fight. I'm going to go ahead and say
Dude, every time I think that my last one was the best one. It was the worst run of all three of them.
Yeah, but there was a definite opposing strategies that both of you had. Callie was going for, some of the more consistent strats. Like she wasn't going for any of the big skips. But she was.
I didn't know any of those skips.
So and Leaf was going for them all, and so you guys finished about the same time. I mean, 30 seconds difference per run. That's not a lot. I mean, considering. So it was really interesting to see like the different ways you guys approached it. But Leaf balls out went for every major skip, and it got him into trouble a couple of times. But it was really impressive because, I mean, again, 10 days practice.
Oh, yeah, that's the big thing. Like, I have been running this probably almost a month or so.
All right. But congratulations on your win, Callie. That was great.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Congratulations, GG. You actually ended my 3 Sloth race win streak.
Yeah.
So that's something to really be proud of.
You knocked him off.
You had to be shocked.
You had to dethrone me.
Here's the question.
Congratulations.
Are you going to come back and defend your title?
Yeah, I'll try, but I'm not going to be able to.
It just depends on what the game is. I'm not going to be able to do another race on Saturday, so I'm going to have to be out for this one.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe going for a couple of weeks, because this next game that I have in mind, it's going to be a little tougher. So I was thinking about going for 2 weeks. But it is an NES game, so if we have Guitar Guy still in the chat, like he's, I think he does WrestleMania for NES speedruns, and also Marble Madness, but he does those two, as well as some pretty awesome vinyl streams later on in the evening. But he said he'd be interested in coming up for an NES game if we ever ran one, and I have one in mind. So if you're in chat, dude, declare yourself. Dude, I used to play this game that I have in mind all the time as a kid, and I could never even get past the first level.
Captain Skyhawk?
No, I can get past the first level.
That was another game you played the hell out of as a kid.
I loved that game as a kid. I mean, like, I guess I'm the only one, though. Like, I feel all alone in this world because nobody likes
That game
Captain
was just
Skyhawk.
frustrating. It's not that it was a bad game or anything. It's just I didn't like that it was just brutal when you ran out of continues.
Yeah.
And it was tough.
I mean, if you guys want to take like a couple of weeks and learn the next game, that should give you more time to sort out anything else that you have going on or anything else that you're working on as far as your streams go. But we could do it 2 Saturdays from now, same time.
Okay.
Check the schedule really quickly.
Are we going to announce the game now?
I will once I have 4 runners. I don't ever announce until I have
Yeah, that would put us on April 27th. I'm actually going to be in South Dakota for that, so I'm going to be about 4 hours away and
Okay.
not going to be back in time for the race. So
I heard Poison say he's down. Square One is usually down. I don't know if he can hear us right now, but he's finishing up his 3rd run, so we'll catch up with him. Yeah,
I'm probably down, but I don't know if I can do it Saturday because I work a double every Saturday, and it's just so brutal.
Well, then
coming off like a 12-hour shift and then staying up for the race.
Well, then we'll brainstorm and we'll find something that works for everybody. Like I said, on the weekends I'm pretty flexible, so. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anything like that, I'm always down for it. But like Guitar Guy, if you're still interested, he says, yep, he's here. If you still want to run an NES game, I have a doozy for you. But I will give, since it's hard to me, there are people that say that it's really easy. Me, as a child, I could never even get past the first level, like to this day. So I'm going to have to play it here in the next couple of weeks just to familiarize myself with it, and maybe I can beat it.
I just want to hear what this game is.
Oh shit, is it Battletoads?
No, it's not Battletoads.
It better not be Battletoads. That takes a month of practice.
I don't hate you that much. Dude, that one level on Battletoads with where you're racing against the bomb or whatever, or that thing's chasing you down the levels.
Yeah, what is it called?
Yeah, that's impossible, man.
Theoretically, it's possible. But yeah, so I mean, Square One. What do you think? Would Sunday work for you?
Yeah.
And we could do Sunday evening. We could do it 10 o'clock Sunday, or maybe 9 o'clock, since people have to get up and go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Guitar Guy Sunday 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern. What do you think? Fireman Poison, you say you're ready to come back?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You're talking the 28th?
I don't have my phone on me right now, but okay, so Guitar Guy just confirmed. So it'll be
Yeah, I can't.
the 28th. So we got Square, Poison, Guitar Guy, and I think Neuroticalli is going to be defending her title. Outstanding. Okay, we've got our 4. So,
all right, what's this beef that you're talking about? I want to know.
The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Oh, that's a dude. That is a dude.
There's our next game.
Yep. Okay, so I'll get you off to a really good start on it. The first level, you either have to hide everything that is the color red or spray paint it purple, which I'm sure Callie will be a fan of.
Purple.
Yeah, she loves the color purple. But that's the first level. You have to get rid of everything that's colored red to be able to advance, and I never could figure that out as a kid. But
I always hate that game.
It's so bad. It's so.
And I'm glad I'm not playing that one.
Well, once you know what to do in every level, it's not that hard execution-wise. It's difficult, especially as a kid with no internet, to figure out what the hell you have to do. So, I mean, if you guys can, I'm going to try to get somebody that is an experienced runner of the game in the Discord ASAP. But otherwise,
Try to TMR.
There's a wealth of. I think the Mexican runner has actually done that game. I want to say.
Yeah, he's done it for a few marathons.
Yeah, so like maybe I can. He's like a really important person on Twitch. So,
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's really really hard to get like the 200 viewer guys to like come to our tiny stream, to commentate or whatever. But I'm gonna do the best that I can. But
Man, Callie, I played the hell out of that one. I still don't like it.
that's the
I could never figure out the orange door.
I have I've never played that.
Which one is that?
that's the
That's
other
a
one.
Bart's nightmare.
Yeah, that's Bart's
Oh.
nightmare.
Wait,
The
that's not it?
yeah no that's
Sounds like you guys have quite the game to learn now.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Bart versus the
dude.
Space Mutants. I
But they've
don't
got
like
2
the
weeks.
control scheme in that game. I can sum it up by saying one thing. A and B is both your jump button.
Oh god.
Because that's how you do a super jump. And how do you run? Tap the A button and hold it. So you have to jump in order to run.
Pretty much.
That game is a pile of shit. I don't like it at all. And the funny thing is, I actually thought about speedrunning Bart versus the World because it's a much shorter game and it's not as difficult.
Where am I playing
It's a
that?
shorter experience too.
Yeah, but I think I can't recall right off the top of my head what the world record is for it. But I mean, it's not Bart versus the Space Mutants is not a really long game per se.
It's only about 20 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only about 20 minutes, so maybe a couple of laps, if we can get consistent at it. If not, then we can just do the one. But, I mean, good job on the finish, Landmines.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Dude,
Dude,
you
I
were
choked
right
so
there.
hard.
Dude, you were right there the entire time, dude. Like, it was only towards the end that you kind of fell apart. But, like, I mean, honestly, it was a 3-way battle for first. There was, like, for the most part, you guys were all on the same level for most of the time.
Definitely a fun run, though. Of all the games, this is one I could probably see myself continuing to run. It's a fun
Yeah,
game.
I
Now,
definitely
it's
got the
funny
same
you
thing.
should say that, because
Such a fun
earlier this
game.
week I wouldn't have thought that if I was watching your
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah, when I started, I was rage quitting left and right. But, once you get the route down and you learn what you're doing, it's a fun game, man.
Yeah, it also it gives me a lot of pleasure whenever I see people go on. Like Square One, he actually won the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for NES. He won that race and went on to improve his time. Skunky won Wild Guns and went on to get world record. So it's always a really really fun time for me whenever I propose a game that people actually are so hyped about that they continue playing afterwards. So good job, man. I hope that you rise to contend with Poison. Like that's like one of these days I want him to be scared of you.
Oh God, I'm not going that far with it.
Yes.
Landmines, you have an interesting taste in video games if you're playing that one.
I don't
Lesser than likely.
It's just a big old meme.
Are we gonna do a Lester race?
We can totally do that.
That would have to be one of our blind races if we do that. Or we don't know it. I've actually never played that game, but I've seen it.
It is incredibly difficult. It's
I
so
watched
bad.
Radioactive Rats run of it. I think it was SGDQ, but I don't remember. Maybe it was AGDQ. No, it was the Awful Games block. It was AGDQ.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. I mean, like we have the next race announced, and you're going to get 15 days to prepare. So it's going to be
okay. Yeah, Square One's on the last level.
Sunday.
I already gave up.
Oh,
I'm too tired.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
No.
Maybe if since the next race is going to be on Sunday and there's an extra week to prepare, maybe Square won't be quite so tired.
The 3 races, or the 3 rounds, is quite a bit.
Yeah. But
I
anyways,
thought I'd just complete the meme
but
just to end the stream.
But Guitar Guy is actually in the Discord now. He has access to the prep channel, so everybody welcome him there. I'm going to try my best to start looking around the internet and getting some source material for you guys, so you guys can start preparing at your own leisure.
yeah, I just looked up, and the world record is 15:55.
Yeah.
So
Game controls like dog shit.
So maybe if everybody gets super consistent, then we can do 3 laps of it. Otherwise, we'll do 2. But I'm fine either way. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazingly talented.
yeah, man, and GG to
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody. And sorry again, I had to hold you up for about an
GG's
hour.
all around.
Yeah, you're fine.
GG's, everybody. That was a good race.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I had a great time tonight. But yep, we'll be back in 15 days. What is that? Sunday
Yeah.
the 28th.
And congratulations, Callie.
Thank you.
Yeah, grats. Glass ceilings shattered.
Oops,
Anyways.
I died.
You guys have a great night, and thanks to everybody for watching.
Peace out.
All right, peace out.